What's up, everybody? So I did a video at the beginning of the week, from the time of this recording, that was called Judging Stores That Sell Funko Pops. And I titled that way. I used the word judging because I did have a survey linked in the description of that video. So, we're at the point now where I've gone through the numbers. I let this survey ride out for the, full week almost. And I think we definitely have enough information to go off of. So now we are going to rank the stores based off of the survey information. So a couple of notes here before I get into it. First of all, this is a survey that I'm holding of my own accord. I was not prompted to do this by anybody, including any businesses. This is just something that I wanted to do because I know this is something as collectors that we do talk about a lot, and something that we debate over, what's going on with these stores, how reliable these stores are. So that's why I wanted to do this. I really wanted a lot of participation, and we had 349 people take the survey. I'm very happy with that number, and thank you for everybody that took the time to do this survey, because I wanted this to really feel valid, and I think that is a very solid number. And if you've ever done a survey before, once you get to a certain amount of participants, then the numbers start to kind of stay where they are. They don't really shift that much, and that's what happened with this survey, and that's a good thing. I wanted it to get to that point so that this would really feel more valid. I'm going to rank the stores based on the averages of the 4 categories, which I will go back over in a moment. And that means that the categories are being weighted equally, which I think is fair. And like I said, I will address that in a moment here. Remember that shipping is based on a separate poll. I just asked you in the comments of that video to let me know which company you thought did the best job with shipping and which company you felt did the worst job at it, basically. So I will address that as well. And I'm only going to focus on the most favored and the least favored when it comes to the shipping, because with shipping it gets a lot more complicated because there are a lot more businesses that ship pop figures. So yeah, that's why it's very complex. So I want to keep that as simple as possible. And then I want you all to keep in mind that this is statistical data, and it may not align with your own personal experiences. So yeah, this information is gonna maybe seem inaccurate to some people, but that's just because your own experience. Remember, this is broad strokes based off of 349 people's experiences. So we're really looking at averages here overall, and like I said, getting a broad idea of what these stores are like when it comes to selling pop figures. So BooksAMillion, I'm not going to rank along with the other stores, and that is because I have learned that BooksAMillion is not as widespread as I thought. So they really are mainly on the east side of the United States. So that's why, like I said, I'm not going to rank them along with the others. And I kind of understand now why they don't get a whole lot of exclusives. It is because they don't have stores all the way across the country. But I'm still, like I said, I'm still going to share the information with you, though. I just won't be ranking them along with the other stores. So this is what the information looks like here. And remember, the categories, they're over here on the left hand side. We have customer service, the variety, including the availability of exclusives, the condition of the pops, and then also pricing, including deals. And like I said, I really feel like it's fair to rate these equally, because if just one of these is a big issue for a store, then basically there's a lot of problems. The other things don't matter quite as much. So I think it is fair, to weight them equally. So as far as the weighted average for customer service for BooksAMillion is 3.5, which is pretty solid. The variety, including availability of exclusives, is 3.54. And then condition of pops, 3.8, which is the highest rating that they had. So that's pretty good. And then the pricing, including deals, 3.48. And I can understand that being the lowest rating for BooksAMillion, because I don't really feel like I've seen too many deals that they have as far as pop figures are concerned, but the set price that they tend to have for pops isn't too bad. So I think that is, a fair rating overall. And the overall rating for the store BooksAMillion is a 3.58, which is pretty solid overall. So yeah, BooksAMillion looks pretty good, but like I said, I'm not going to rank them along with the other stores. Now, getting to the other stores here, I'm going to go from the most favored based off of the survey to the least favored. So just keep that in mind. We're going to basically start off with number 1 and work our way down. So at number 1 is Hot Topic, and very clearly, I think it's pretty clear that they became number 1 based off of the numbers. So with customer service, they got a 4.17 average. Remember, I keep saying these numbers because this was on a scale from 1 to 5. You know, so 5 would be like perfect, and there's not going to be any 5s. You know, we won't see those because, you know, there's always individuals that have bad experiences with places, you know, which is understandable. That's just how it happens. But yeah, 5, we basically want to see things closest to 5. You know, so 4.17 for customer service. That's pretty impressive. Also, the variety, including availability of exclusives, another impressive number, 4.27. Condition of the pops, also a 4.27. And then pricing was the lowest rating that Hot Topic had. It's a 3.51. Not terrible, but you know, if I hadn't have said to make sure that you take deals into consideration, I think that rating probably would have came out lower. But to be fair to Hot Topic, they do have deals on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, at the time of this recording, they have a lot of their pops online, buy 2 get 1 free, and they do things like that on a regular basis. They also have the hot cash, you know, so I feel like Hot Topic overall is a lot more in touch with collectors, you know, what collectors want and what collectors need and everything, you know, and just how to satisfy the customer basically. So yeah, I can understand Hot Topic making it to number 1, and the overall rating of 4.06 is pretty impressive. So at number 2, we have GameStop. The customer service is a 4.11, very solid number. That's the highest rating that they got there. The variety, including availability of exclusives, is a 3.98. And I think part of the reason why that number is so high, that rating is so high, is because they do pre-orders. You know, some people tend to go to GameStop and just cross their fingers, but do keep in mind that you can do pre-orders. That's something I need to get better at doing myself. The condition of the pops, 4.07. Again, very solid number there. And then the pricing, including deals, is a 3.39. I actually thought that might be a little bit higher, but then I thought about it. They have had a price hike on their pop figures, so if there's not a deal going on, then, you know, GameStop may not be the main place to go to get pops on a regular basis. So I understand that, but still, overall rating of a 3.89 is pretty good. FYE, the customer service, was a 3.68. The variety, including availability of exclusives, is a 4.08. And yeah, they definitely keep a lot of pops on hand at FYE. The condition of the pops is a 3.93. You know, and like I said previously, this survey may not match up with your own personal experiences, you know, the overall rating. So for me, condition of the pops would be lower, you know, but yeah, remember, this is broad strokes, the broad, you know, look at these stores. And then the pricing, including deals, is a 3.34. And they do keep deals going at FYE, but usually they require you to buy like 3 or 4 pops. So I can understand why the pricing is the lowest rating that they have. But the overall rating is a 3.76. So Barnes & Noble, customer service, they had a 3.61. The variety of, you know, including the availability of exclusives, is 3.25, which is the lowest rating that they had there. So yeah, that'd be the area for them to focus on, I guess, you know, to pick up things there. Also, the condition of the pops, 3.42, and then the pricing, including deals, is a 3.66. I can't really think of too many deals that I've seen at Barnes & Noble other than when they put some pops on clearance. Now, their clearance, you know, there are definitely some good deals there, especially if you missed out on some common figures. Yeah, that's definitely where you want to go, to those clearance bins. And whenever you go to Barnes & Noble, definitely check the clearance bins to see what's going on there. And but the normal set price for the pops isn't that bad either. So yeah, overall rating for Barnes & Noble is a 3.49. You know, still pretty solid there. Now we're moving into the bottom half of the list, and at number 5 we have Toys R Us. So the customer service is a 3.17, and I gotta be honest, you would think that that would be higher, you know, at Toys R Us, but no, that's where it landed, 3.17, which isn't terrible. I mean, that's still considered good, you know, so I just think it should be higher. The variety, including availability of exclusives, is a 3.64. The condition of the pops is a 3.21. You know, I'm not surprised that that's one of their lower numbers. It probably could have been even lower because, first and foremost, Toys R Us is a toy store. It's not a collectible store per se, but you know, maybe they should not consider, not like treat pops like toys basically, and have them down so low. And you know, that's where a lot of the damage comes in when younger kids are able to get their hands on them. So yeah, I mean, as far as how they store their pops and how they put them out there on the sales floor, I think that could be different. But it is what it is. Just going off the facts right here, but the information right now. The pricing, including deals, is a 3.53, which isn't too bad. So their overall rating is a 3.39. So not terrible ratings overall, but definitely could be better. Now we're at Target, down at number 6. Customer service, a 2.73, and that falls below what I consider to be good, because it definitely falls below that, and it really is getting below what's acceptable. So that's basically falling into the needs improvement area, you might as well say. So yeah, that definitely could be better with the customer service, and I'm not even going to get into all the reasons why. Let me not step on a soapbox here, but I think a lot of people have some experiences that they could share down in the comments relating to Target's customer service. The variety, including availability of exclusives, 2.2. That is a pretty low rating. That's one of the lowest ratings in this whole survey that I see here. So you see here 101 people said that it's unacceptable. The variety and availability of exclusives, unacceptable, 101 people. 119 said needs improvement. So that is a big area where Target needs to do some work. The condition of the pops, 3.22. The pricing, including deals, is a 3.66. So that was their highest rating that they had, and I could definitely vouch for that the prices at Target aren't too bad. I don't think they really have a whole lot of deals that go on, but their set price for pops figures is pretty good overall. So yeah, the overall rating is a 2.95, which it's acceptable, but they definitely could be better. So Walgreens very narrowly escaped being at the bottom of this list. The customer service overall rating, the weighted average, is a 2.75. The variety, including availability of exclusives, a 2.3, which is pretty weak. The condition of the pops, 2.85. And then the pricing, including deals, is a 3.22. So the overall rating is a 2.78. Please keep that number in mind, 2.78 for Walgreens. So yeah, Walgreens definitely needs to step it up in terms of the availability of their exclusives. That's, the weakest area that you see here. And I'm kind of surprised that the customer service is where it's at too. 84 people said it needs improvement. So, and then 39 said unacceptable. So, and with variety, you see the numbers there. Unacceptable, 82 people said that. And then needs improvement, 113 people said that. So yeah, definitely some work needs to be done at Walgreens, especially if they're going to continue to get some impressive exclusives. So down at the bottom, I think nobody should be surprised here. You realize what store hadn't been covered yet. It's Walmart. So Walmart's customer service is a 2.42, and you look at the numbers there. You see that 138 people said it needs improvement, 54 said unacceptable. Yeah, that's just not very good, not very impressive at all. But even worse than that is the variety, including availability of exclusives, a 2.19. That definitely should be better for Walmart. I just doesn't really make sense to me that Walmart is such a big chain of stores, so successful, and yet they get these exclusives and then they're basically just not available to people enough. So yeah, that's definitely a problem. The condition of the pops, 2.3. That's again a very low rating. In fact, the only high rating that Walmart had, and this is an impressive one for their pricing, is a 4.18. So yeah, like I said, that is pretty impressive there, but the overall rating falls down to a 2.77. And honestly, I'm not completely surprised to see Walmart get ratings this low off of this survey, and I'm going to touch on that some more in a moment here. So I wanted to break the information down a little bit more here, but it basically just it just strengthens what I've said here already. So you see that between the most favored and least favorite for customer service, looking at these categories individually here, Hot Topic had the highest rating for customer service. Walmart was least favored. In terms of variety, Hot Topic was at the top, Walmart was at the bottom. Condition, of the pop figures, most favorite again was Hot Topic. They had the highest rating. Least favorite was Walmart. Now pricing is where it got interesting, though. Walmart actually did have the top rating overall out of all the stores. Walmart did have the top when it came to pricing. But then and this kind of really stresses, like I said before, I think it's fair to rate all of these categories equally, because this really shows you, even though the pricing is really good at Walmart, people are not happy with them overall. You know, I'm saying overall, again, remember, this is broad strokes. Overall, the Funko collecting community is really not happy with them. So that shows that it's not just all about the pricing. Also, in terms of least favored with pricing, is Walgreens actually fell at the bottom, that's somewhat surprising. But like I said, they don't really have deals too often on pop figures. I don't think that's like a big focus for them. But if they're going to have some exclusives that people really want, especially like Marvel and DC exclusives, maybe they should look at that a little bit more, you know. And then in terms of the shipping, and I'm not gonna like break down numbers and all of that, because any of you can go back, and I'm gonna leave that previous video up. You can go back and go through the comments and very easily see that this is true in terms of shipping. Most people felt that Hot Topic was, you know, that was the most favored by far. And then at the bottom again, you know, was Walmart. They were definitely least favored. Walmart came up again and again and again when people had complaints about shipping. Now, I do want to point out, I know that Walmart has a lot more locations than some other stores, and maybe that did skew the numbers some. But regardless, you know, I mean, like I said, the Funko Pop collecting community and just the Funko collecting community in general, not very happy with Walmart as a company. So hopefully some things will change. And I definitely want to go ahead and share one of my own personal experiences, something that just happened with you all, because I just feel like I need to, because it fits with this video. So I didn't originally plan for this to be a part of this video, but you know, this is something that really did happen, just coincidentally. And I definitely want to share it with you all because it's so relevant to what we just saw, you know, from the findings from the survey. So I ordered a figure that I really been wanting a while, because I really did like the Justice League movie, and I want to get the Walmart exclusives. They have Wonder Woman with the mother box, and then they have Cyborg with the mother box. So I went ahead and ordered the Wonder Woman one, because that one could be delivered to my local store, whereas the Cyborg, I think it has to be delivered to home. So that's why I was kind of hesitant on that one. I decided to wait, but I've done the order before where I had to go to the store. Didn't have problems with it. You know, the figures arrived in good condition. I've done that at least 3 or 4 times before, and like I said, never had an issue with it. But this time, and I'm trying not to be too aggravated here, but you all know how it goes when an order doesn't quite work out right, how frustrating that can be. So I truly believe that this figure here, the Wonder Woman figure, arrived in good condition. But what happened, and let me try to show you all here. What basically happened is, as the worker was opening this up, because they always show you the item, you know, before they actually hand it over to you. So she opened up one side of it, and I could see the side of there already. I could see that, you know, I was kind of relieved. I was like, okay, the figure looks like it's good to go. And then she went to open the other side, and apparently she didn't cut the tape all the way. Instead of continuing to cut it with the tool that she had to use it, she decided to dig her fingers down in there, and she had like these long you know, fake fingernails on or whatever. So she digs her fingers down and very roughly rips up the other tab. And as she did so, let me show you what happened here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the figure out. Okay, you can see here that she damaged the box. She ripped it right here. Okay, so it made a tear right there. It created a crease up here. And then I can even see over here where it looks like, I mean, I don't think this really cut into the plastic, but it's hard to tell. But it almost looks like when she was cutting it into the box that she may have pressed down too far, because there's this streak going up there. So, I mean, I was not happy at all, and I almost snapped at her, but you know, I'm not that type of person. I don't get angry very easily, but I just wanted to yell, like, what are you doing? And I know what some people will say. I'm going to go and sit that down. I know what some people will say. Well, she couldn't have known that there was a pop figure in there. It doesn't matter what's in the box. You know, basically, I feel like you know, workers should always handle the boxes carefully, because they don't know what's inside. That's the main reason why they should be careful with them. And I guarantee that if this was an item that she had ordered then she would have been careful with it, you know. So yeah, it's not about the workers knowing what's inside the box. They should take care of these, you know, especially when somebody's right there in front of them and they ordered something, and you know, it's their job to show it and then hand it over. They should be delicate with it, and she absolutely was not. And then on top of that, she made a little sarcastic comment about the figure too, and like she giggled and she's like, "Oh, that's a real nice doll." And I'm just looking at her like, are you serious right now? You know, it's just so disrespectful. So, you know, I know people feel different ways about collectibles, whatever. But when, you know, when you're doing your job, keep your opinions to yourself. You know, so that was a horrible experience. Probably the worst experience I've had at Walmart in a while, because I've definitely had some other ones that were very negative. But, you know, based off of that, and like I said, this is, you know, completely coincidental that this happened. I'm really not surprised that Walmart is ranked down at the bottom, and, you know, that people feel the way that they do about that company. And moving forward, I'd be perfectly fine if Funko did not give them any more interesting exclusives, or no exclusives at all would be fine with me. You know, I'm just really not feeling Walmart right now, and I just had to be very honest about that. So that is going to do it for this video. I definitely want to give a big thank you again to everybody that participated in the survey. And by the way, the site that I decided to do the survey with, it turns out in order to unlock information beyond 100 you know, people that participated, to basically get everybody's information involved in the survey, there was a fee involved. So I definitely want to thank my patrons, because you know, I put the money, part of the money from my Patreon account towards that, you know. So and also into something else that's going to help out hopefully with the video quality on my channel. So yeah, big shout out to my patrons. Like I said, I'm definitely putting the money from my Patreon back into my channel. So like I said, you know, part of it helped out with this particular video, with this survey, which I think was very interesting information. And I know some people are still going to kind of debate over how they feel about certain stores and everything, and that's understandable. But you know, at least we do have some broad idea of what it looks like when it comes to collecting pops and dealing with these specific stores. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to your feedback. What do you think about this information, or was there anything that surprised you? And of course, you can go back through the video and you can kind of pause and look deeper at the numbers if you want to. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you all think about this particular video. Not sure if I'll do anything else like this in the near future, because this actually was a good amount of work to actually go through the numbers and make sense of everything. Even though the website was very helpful, it was still pretty time consuming, but it was still fun to do overall though. So thank you all for again for participating, and just even if you just watch, you know, thank you for doing that. And I will talk to you all again real soon.